Hello, this is the Ramblings of an Indisciplined Mind podcast for Saturday. I almost said September. April 30th, 2016. As of this recording, Sierra is still missing. So, there is a friend of mine on the Twitters, and I think also on the Facebooks. Thomas Reed, and he does bit what do you call it, oh Lord, all I can think of is Bitcoin, and I know that's not right. It's a comic, it's a little comic thing, and now I'm really pissed at myself that I can't come up with the name. Maybe it'll come to me later, but he does this comic thing. And he's been doing a series for a while on this, where he is doing these little Willy poems, as they're called. And he hadn't released any in a while. And then he released one. Now, he isn't writing the poems, I don't think. But he is... he's putting them out there and in like a cartoon kind of form. It's really just the words, but he's using it for some reason to usually finds a link to promote one of his Twitter followers or something. And I got thinking about it. If you haven't heard a Little Willy poem, they're really dark humor, and I enjoy them. And I actually went looking online for one about it, and there was one there that, and I can't remember the whole thing, which just annoys me, but it was a 4-line little, and usually like their 4-line little verses are really short. So it's kind of cool as a storytelling exercise, is telling a story in 4 lines. But this one was, I can't remember one of the 4 lines, but the first line, it always starts Little Willy, whatever, and then he threw his sister down the well, Father couldn't find his daughter, now we have to boil our water. And so, yeah, it's a wee bit on the dark side, just a skosh on the dark side there. And I think it's one of these things where we find, and usually Willy's doing something like that he is hurting somebody, or in this case throwing his sister down the well, that he shouldn't be doing, and usually there's some sort of tragic consequence. And in doing a little research on these, I found out that it was like way back in the early 1900s when the first verse kind of cropped up, and then other people have taken it up over the years. And so this is kind of interesting. I mean, because the more modern equivalent of Little Willy, I think, or what kind of popped to my mind as I was thinking about this and about this kind of dark, violent humor, is the old Tom and Jerry cartoons. Excuse me. Which were a bit later, but there's a lot going on there that you don't necessarily want people to be doing. I can't tell you how many times I saw Tom's tail get chopped off with an axe or what have you. They're always doing these horrific things to each other, and but it's never fatal. And I found them hilarious, which probably says a lot about me. I do understand that. But Little Willy seems to be another one of these things, and they kind of got a if you know the Burma Shave, the old Burma Shave signs by the side of the road, it's kind of got that kind of cadence to it a little bit. But they're kind of fun. Bit strip. There we go. Thank you, hindbrain. I knew if I just left it alone long enough, I would come up with a bit strip. So I will link Thomas Reed's bit strip. I'll put it in the show notes, so you can link to that, and I will also. Well, I guess that's all I'll do with that. But I just thought it was interesting. And if the name Thomas Reed is familiar to you, if you've read or heard a couple of or one of my books, that's because his name was used in Stolen Time. I think I'd done some sort of giveaway probably at the end of the audiobook of Borrowed Time. Maybe it was like a Q&A episode thing or whatever. But Thomas won, and so I think he got a copy of the manuscript, and then he got to have a character named after him. And really, I kind of went with one of the things he told me was that he prefers the full Thomas as opposed to any kind of shortening of that. So I was like, okay. And I kind of built that into the character. That the character is that way too. Because he was like this, the character turned out to be this big hulking guy that's acting as an enforcer for Intellisys. And don't be calling him Tommy, or bad things are going to happen. Bad things. And it was a character that I thought was just going to be, kind of a goon. And he was, but at the same time, he also got to play a little bit bigger role toward the end of that book. So that was kind of cool. That was just kind of, that was just kind of how it went. I thought, okay, this would be cool to do with this character and kind of give him another dimension a little bit. And so I was kind of pleased with that. For somebody that I thought was just going to be, your typical goon character, and then you write him off, I was able to, kind of build in another dimension. But so if you've heard the name Thomas Reed, that's in Stolen Time. You should go check it out on Audiobooks. But anyway, I'm rambling now, but that is kind of the name of the show. I'm feeling really good right now, actually, because I did my quiz for the week, and these quizzes are just brutal. And in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten like a 15 and a 17 out of 25, which is like D territory. And I took the one today, and I got a 22 out of 25. It's like, yes. So, the rest of the Saturday will be a good one. I'm done with all my schoolwork for today. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow. I'll be talking to you then. So, be seeing you.